Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Good afternoon. Here is the national news from BGI TV, Babagbagede Imo Television. First, the headlines. Cultural Minister can't be prosecuted, senior lawyers. Brace for flooding, Nema warns rivers, Cross River, Anambra, 10 other states. Residents invade, loot palliative warehouse in Bayelsa. 14 escape death in Ogun crash. FRC blames speeding. I am Morive Rabila Lawa. The news shortly. Some senior lawyers in Nigeria have said the Minister of Art and Culture, Annatu Musawa, cannot be prosecuted for serving in the cabinet of the president while still a core member. The Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria on Thursday accused the minister of being a core member, calling on the National Youth Service Corps to compel Musawa to focus on either a National Youth Service or the ministerial appointment. In reaction, the NYSC accused Musawa of violating the NYSC Act. The NYSC spokesperson Eddie Megwa explained that it was a breach of the NYSC Act for any core member to pick up a government appointment until the 1 year of service was over. Meanwhile, there was an unverified report in a viral statement allegedly credited to the minister, claiming that she had not broken any part of the NYSC Act and laws. One of the senior lawyers, while speaking in an interview with correspondents on Sunday, Norsin Quaker San, stressed that she had not violated any provisions of the 1999 Constitution as amended on the qualifications expected of a minister. Quakers described the noise around the matter as unnecessary. The qualification provisions are stated in Section 65. There is nowhere in the Constitution that states that a serving core member cannot be appointed as a minister. All this hue and cry is not necessary. Advocate Rashid San said the court might have to determine if our current position as minister is an employment or appointment. According to him, our appointment is a form of service to the nation. He noted that she might not be prosecuted for the matter at hand, but rather she be or could be made to receive a core member's salary. Rotimi Jacob San argued that our appointment as minister should be regarded as part of a national assignment, adding that she must participate in other activities as a core member and be made to receive allowances. Thirteen states have been put on red alert for immunity flooding. The states on the banks of River Benue, Juboa Siki Adamawa, Taraba Benue, Niger, Nasarawa Kebbi Kogi, Edo, Delta, Anambra, Cross River, River State, and Bayelsa. The alert was issued by the National Emergency Management Agency NEMA following a notification from the Foreign Affairs Ministry that Cameroon plans to open the Lago Dam. Before the response beside the impending flooding, the emergency warned that Kenji, Shiroro, Jeba dams could overflow between now and the end of October. The situation, according to NEMA, may be worsened owing to the release of water from the Cameroonian dam. In a letter signed by Ambassador Umar Salisu, the Director of African Affairs, the ministry urged the necessary agency to step up efforts to mitigate damages. The envoy also urged the agency to sensitization of the areas that may be impacted by opening of the dam. The statement reads, I have the honor to inform that the ministry is in receipt of a note viable for the High Commission of Republic of Cameroon, informing the Cameroonian officials have resolved to open the floodgate of Lago Dam in the Benue rivers in days ahead due to heavy rainfall around the dam catchment area in the northern Cameroon. According to the North, it is pertinent to note that when the release of water becomes necessary, the authorities of Lago dams will be releasing only modulated variable small amount of water at a time in order to mitigate and avoid damages that the release may cause along the River Benue Basin in both Cameroon and Nigeria. In view of the above, it would be appreciated if the esteemed agency takes all the necessary proactive steps and actions that will mitigate the damages, as well as sensitive the people living in such areas for vigilance and all necessary precautions. Residents of Yenagoa, the Bayelsa state capital, on Sunday reportedly invaded and looted a warehouse where palliatives are kept. The warehouse, located in Prancia, suburb of the state capital, is where the 2022 flood palliatives were stored. However, it was not confirmed whether the subsidy palliative provided by the President Bola Tinubu to states to cushion the effect of the subsidy removal are among the items looted by the hungry residents. Confirming the invasion of the warehouse, the Bayelsa State Emergency Management Agency said the incident occurred at about 7:45 p.m. on Sunday, almost an hour after the Director General, Wolaman Ugrugua, alongside some Bayelsa agency personnel, left the warehouse premises, adding that during the 2022 flood in the state, the agency used the warehouse to store food items. The agency, in a statement, condemns the action of the yet to be identified persons that invaded the premises of the warehouse, and also condemns the attempts to politicize the incident by opposition elements in the states. And for the next story, there was a drama in Edo State Government House as security personnel restrained the Deputy Governor, Philip Shoaibu, from accessing the Governor, Godwin Obaseki, at a public function on Sunday. In a viral photos on social media platform, Obaseki was seen sitting with his wife while the security aide stood in front of him to stop the access at the interdenominational Thanksgiving church service to mark Edo's 32nd year anniversary held at the Festival Hall Government House. This is not unconnected to the recent fallout between Shoaibu and his principal over his rumored 2024 governorship ambition following his return from vacation in the United States. Speaking after the denial, Shoaibu pledged his loyalty to Obaseki, adding that his loyalty has nothing to do with his ambition to become the governor of the state. He further described the governor as his elder brother. The deputy governor said, "My loyalty to the governor remains absolute. I see that everybody is in solidarity. I am also in solidarity with the governor. I am also declaring my unalloyed loyalty to the governor and nothing more. As for the issues that are around town when I was away, I really would not want to talk about them, especially about the governor. He is my elder brother and the boss, and I don't think I should talk about anything. I can tell you that from my Christian background, if you make a vow with God that you won't do something." Meanwhile, reacting to the incident, the governor's chief press secretary, Mr. Sylvester Okungbowa, defended his principles, saying whatever happened at the church service was not to the behest of the governor. Neither was he aware that the security aides were doing. In fact, the security aides were doing their job. The church is a public event, so the security aides had a duty to safeguard their principle, he added. Going to the last story for the national news. 14 persons were injured in the multiple accident that occurred at Mamboro Junction along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway on Sunday. Information gathered that 3 vehicles were involved in the crash that occurred around 8:30 a.m. after a Mazda bus reportedly rammed into a yellow commercial bus from behind at the junction, causing the other vehicles to lose control, leading to the crash. Residents who spoke with correspondents who visited the scene after the crash said the yellow bus was badly damaged after it was hit by the Mazda bus. A driver, Salami Idris, who conveys passengers from Magoro to the Mowe area of the expressway, said he narrowly escaped, saying he and his passengers would have also been victims. The driver of the Mazda bus filled with passengers was speeding. It hit the yellow bus from behind, and the bus fell towards the slopy part of the junction where commercial motorcyclists were usually stationed. It was God that saved us. The driver's hand was badly injured, and the bones on his hand were seen, Idris said. A motorcyclist who gave his name as Ahmed said he saw officials of the road safety corps taking the injured victims away, expressing fear that some people might have died in the crash. But a spokesperson for the Ogun sector of the FRSC, Florence Okwe, when contacted, said nobody died and 21 passengers were involved, while 14 of them were injured. Okpo said no life was lost. It was a multiple crash and 3 vehicles were involved. The people involved were 21 in numbers and 14 people got injured, 8 males and 6 females. It was due to speeding and wrongful overtaking, and one of the vehicles lost control. With that story, we've come to the end of today's national news from BGI TV. Some headlines before we go. Culture Minister can't be persecuted, senior lawyers. Brace for flooding, NEMA warns rivers, Cross River, Anambra, 10 other states. Residents invade, loot palliative warehouse in Bayelsa. Panorama came up, drama as security aid denies Shaibu access to Obaseki. Finally, 14 escaped death in Ogo crash. FRC blames overspeeding. For more updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is BGI TV. Baba Bagede Imo Television. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. For advert placement of your goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on the screen. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. Good afternoon.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.